Hi, welcome back. Time to cut the nonsense. Let's talk MindSense. I'm your host, Meena J.
और मन की बातें तो होती रहेंगी. Keep watching MindSense. मैं हूँ आपकी host Sarita Chand.
And today in the studio with us, joining us, is Ruby Alak. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Meena and Sunita.
Sarita, yes. Sarita. And so, to start, Pilata, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tusi apne wari dasso, kitthon aao, where you grew up.
I originally is from India. I was 20-year old when I came to India and I got married.
When you came from India?
Yeah, I came from India and then I got married and with a new family, new country. It was new because I was 20-year-old. And
how did you come to Canada? Was it a student based? Marriage. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was arranged marriage.
So you left your family utthe piche and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ Canada ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ.
Yes. Yeah, I have a family here too. So then I got married here. Then I had, I've been here 30 years. And then also I have two daughters, which they're 24, 26-year-old. Sorry.
Adults.
They are adults, 23 and 24-year-old. And then they are also, I have a son, he was surprised baby. And he came 24, after 7 years. And 7 years, and then I have handsome baby boy, which is complete the
Grandson?
family. Huh?
Grandson or just
My son.
Your son?
Yeah,
okay.
my son.
Okay.
So he's 17-year-old.
Okay, that's nice. So, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਦੱਸੋ how did you work when you came? ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ? What was your background, your education wise, and then ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹੀ continue ਕੀਤਾ?
Yeah, no, mera back, because as I told you, I was 20 and I was early 18 years. I just turned 18 and I engaged. And then I went for fashion designing, 3 years degree in Chandigarh.
Oh, wow.
And so I done that. So when I came here, so my husband owned the business. So he didn't let me work. And he said, no, you have
Just relax.
Relax. Yeah, no, he just wanted me to go to school because I was very shy speaking English. And I speak Punjabi and he spoke English because he grew up here. And then we had just had a little bit miscommunication as a new immigrant. So that's what happened. And then I went to school for 3 years. Then I ended up taking the training of parenting education. And
So what was the education you took first 3 years?
Just to grade 12.
Okay.
Yeah, grade 12 here.
And then, so from fashion design, you went into parenting and education.
Yeah, I
How
became
did you
teaching.
teaching?
Yeah.
So, switch ke then, how did you decide ke hon, fashion design, even that is a different, but it's a different kind of passion or a field, and switching that, how did you decide?
It was I had there was a program here for the new immigrants, when you immigrants here. So there was one of the counselor who was a career planner. So they connected me through the school. So I went there, and then I told him, this is what I like I done my fashion designing, and he said, no, your all goals are coming to teaching. And I said I know I love teaching too, but this is what I wanted to do. But then I end up, because that's the counselor. So I was young, and then I followed through it. Yeah.
So in discussion, I guess, kind of deciding which path to take, which career path. And what was the actual, what was it called?
So
the program.
The program, early childhood education.
Education.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And that was 10 saal tusi ho kita?
No, that was only 1 year program.
1 year, okay.
And then I did not like it.
Okay.
I liked it as a teaching. So then I got a job in Khalsa school, which was perfect.
So to teach.
Teaching
As a
Khalsa
teacher,
school. As soon I finished my training, early childhood education, and then I got a job with the Khalsa School. So Khalsa School hired me for pre-K, kindergarten,
Okay.
the age of children 5-year-old. They said you're capable of teaching more higher education. So I said okay. So I kind of like follow through the path, and then I just went to So I was there for 5 years. So when
With
I
pre-K, teaching
pre-K
pre-K.
teacher
Okay.
with them,
Yeah.
and then I had
How was that? Thoda jiha ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸੋ. So that's your first work experience, right?
Yeah.
Like in
With
Canada
children.
with children. ਉਹ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਸੀ?
It was great actually, being in like very married in a Indian family, but very Western. And then I came from very extended family, and I kind of come to like only living husband, wife by ourselves, our own house. But then I did not like it because I always find people to connect because I'm very little bit social butterfly. And then he's like, when I connected with when I started working with the Khalsa school, then I kind of got the atmosphere of like environment, like the religion, doing the part, and also doing connecting with the people, like speaking Punjabi, and then I was like, I love it. And then
So more connection.
So it's connection
more
with the
connect-
roots. Yeah. the
yes,
roots
more connection
the
with
roots.
that.
Yeah.
So, and just teaching pre-K, it was nice, and I learned different things in Khalsa school, like more curriculum, Canadian curriculum, how they teach also too. But there was a mix, Punjabi and English. It was not go like more Canadian, but it was more Punjabi. And but part of that, it was a religion, 1 hour program to teaching them a religion also too. But I had one of the teacher was teaching them, but I wasn't part of. But it was great experience working there. Yeah.
So 5 years you worked there, and then after that,
I had my son because
Okay.
as I
Oh, yeah,
said,
the surprise.
as a surprise baby boy came, and then I ended up staying with him home. Then I didn't work 2 years. So then I had 2 years off.
during that time, so did you think, okay, I'm gonna stay home, or I will go back to work after maybe some time, or how was that? So you, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ you weren't working, you did the course, then you started working for 5 years with ਤੁਸੀਂ connections ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਘਰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ, like you're staying alone home with your son. How was that transition?
It was great because my mom was there too,
Okay.
helping me. So it was hard for me to, like, not hard, it was because of his health, I need to stay home. There was a
Okay.
reason I need to stay home. And then I just gone to, stayed for until he got, kind of everything for myself and for him. We were
Yeah.
both needed that time off. That's
Okay.
all I can put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the reason there. And then soon I got that. Yeah, it was hard for me to stay home because the daughters were in a school full time. And then I looked it into it. Okay, I have 3 kids. Why not I look for the work during their time,
Within the school
within
time.
their time, school
Yeah.
time. So then I applied a job with the Langley Community Services.
Okay.
2007, no, 2009, and then I started working. So I applied with the City of Surrey job and with the Langley Community Services.
And so what was your role with them?
With the Langley Community Services, at the beginning, I become a facilitator, program facilitator, and a facilitator to start slowly. I educated myself. Then I just, as experience of working with them, I become a program planner,
Okay.
and how to recruit parents to interact with the parents, because the program service doing it. It was a parent-child interaction program, and a part of us is the parenting program. And moms were challenging with the newborn babies, and with the elder children, even 3-year-old or the 5-year-old. So then I started doing the parenting. So having my own children, so I just start putting the parenting skills, experience with them. But that also kind of inspired me, and then also gotta more have the eager, okay, I'm gonna teach, become a teacher more and a facilitator. So, and connecting with the community, resources were there by the Langley Community Services, and that was also part of was there too, and it was easy for me to work there. Yeah.
And then the other place you were saying with, was that City of Surrey?
Yeah, City of Surrey, it was part of casual job, because the City of Surrey hired me casual same time, and then the Langley Communities hired me part-time. So it worked it out, because with having my own children, so it fits the schedule within their school time. And then that's how I did that.
So Ruby, what did you do with City of Surrey?
So City of Surrey, I work for youth programs.
Okay.
And youth programs were more, youth program for their after school program and before school program, and the girls' night program, and then also they had the a boys and girls club program, and then they had so many basketball. I taught basketball, badminton, and soccer, hockey, you name it, and I love sports, and that's how it was I become. But then I love being in there too, because they train you. It's not kind of okay, this is what your
role is.
education was this, but you do this. They put me in a different roles, but I educated myself. There was a program, Jumpstart. Jumpstart, and there was another program. It's not in my mind right now, but they trained very well. Two days regarding working with the youth.
Ruby, where was this programs running out of? Like you said, for youth program or, after school programs. After school, I'm thinking it's probably in a school setting. But what about for girls' night out program? Where was it held?
The girls' night out program was it was only once a week, and they girls can connect, make new friends. Because the girls were coming from different schools. It was free for them, and some were free. Some they only pay $20 per month or per year, depend on their parents' income, and they were on the income assistance or with the single parents, depend on their parents' income, and that's how it was. Yeah.
That's how they enrolled in the program.
Enrolled in the program. City of Surrey created many programs so children can stay safe, not go on the street.
And I guess you were saying some on income assistance, so the kids get an opportunity to attend programs that maybe they couldn't afford.
Yes. Yeah.
And then even the before school, after school, what were you doing before school, after school? What kind of programs were those?
Before school was morning, it was just 1 hour. Parents who are going work early morning, and they just kind of come and drop them in the gym, and then we have the gym activity with them. So then, because some of the most children who was coming, because they were from custody or the income assistance, and kind of more poverty side. I'm not sure I say.
Poverty,
so children under the ministry care, would you say, with MCFD involved with the program?
Yeah, some of them. But we are not allowed to involve in there. But our more other teamwork was involved with us, who took care of it. But there was their behavior challenges. Either way, because when their parents did not feed them did not feed them a breakfast. Of course, they're like woke up early morning and then they're not um, they're empty stomach and they're not concentrating, and then we end up having challenges with them, aggression, or they're their mood. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Like how it should. So we try to help them to start their mood, how because they have a long day to go in the classroom. So it's kind of support the teachers in the elementary schools or in the elementary schools, and that's how we supported them.
So a lot of, I guess, the youth that were coming, they had challenges at home, and then this program helped facilitate some of the things. Like, I guess if they were hungry, did you provide meals?
Yes, we provided a snack, small snacks, not too much, like no cooking, only dry snacks for them, like drinks and snacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not like a lunch program, but
No. Yeah. So after school is the same way. After school, we provide them all the nutrition, like apple, all fruit nutrition snacks, and then we give them the time to play and have activity with them.
And so, right now, are you working at the same place? What do you do right now?
I am same with them. Right now it's the COVID-19 and 2020. A lot of programs shut down. So at the moment I'm off and looking forward to work in October.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how was that, especially I guess through COVID, the programs shut down. So do you know what was the plan for the youth, or how was that? How did
Because as you know that the programs are right now schools are closed.
Yeah, for the summer.
Right, because and many activities are closed down because of the COVID, and the numbers are increasing. So not many programs are running at the moment. There are some, but not so much. And now it's 2 months of holidays right now. So I can't say what's gonna look like in September. So I haven't spoke to my supervisors.
So before COVID, during the summer, were there still some programs for these youth, or it was just during school year?
Oh, they were during the school, and then we had the summer camps. So we run for summer camps in the elementary schools, for the children the parents who can pay full amount, full Monday to Friday, or the children who parents could not afford them. Then we had the subsidy for them for the summer program. So we want them to be involved with all the children, even during the year school time, and they can come along to be part of the summer camps also too. So City of Surrey had amazing programs, amazing. They developed as the community needed help, and they tried their best to be and having a partnership with the different in the community, and that helps also too.
That's certainly very promising and positive to hear, because I think most of the time what we see in media is about the lack of programs, but from what you are saying, their City of Surrey is doing everything to put programs in place to make sure the children they included in inclusive community, for whether the children are facing financial barriers or whatever the barriers are, and also to keep the youth safe. So there are a lot of programs.
Yes, that's what was the goal for us. That's what was the goals for City of Surrey, to keeping youth safe. And we had a lot of challenges working with new immigrants, the immigrants' families, immigrants' youth who don't even understand the Canadian law or Canadian lifestyle, or the
culture,
living style, lifestyle, or lifestyle can come all under one umbrella, to using how to use the stove, how to do the cooking, how to make a nutrition food for their children, and where to get the grocery, how to do the shopping. And we have a big team, part of the team, where we can have the workshops to educate parents, and then we pull children on the side where the children can, the other staff can, one of our team can take care of the children, and to educate part of children's program, and then we had the parenting program for them to teach parenting, how to interact with your children, because you guys are in a new country, that Canadian living style is different. You cannot slap your child, right? Because many Syrian families, Iranian families, they're like Iraqi families, even Punjabi, Indian families. Many challenges was with the more Syrian families, because they
Regarding
came
parenting?
from parenting education, where they needed, because of having 4 children, 5 children, or
So
10
bigger
children,
families,
having a bigger families, and it was hard for moms to bring them in the program, and then taking them back home on the street, safety on the street and stuff like that.
So Ruby, you mentioned, so I'm just curious because, so, what immigrant families who are attending the programs, there's a huge barriers to language. Like, so people coming from Syria, Iraq, Iran, and like, did the city of Surrey have workers who would speak all these languages? Like, how did you guys facilitate programs when people didn't speak English, Hindi, Punjabi, or one of those common languages?
Yeah, we had one of the youth worker who speak their language with us all the time.
Okay.
We had the translator. Yeah.
And what do you think, I guess the most challenge was, like, especially working with parents, they're older. This is the way it's always been done, either parenting or lifestyle, and kind of changing that. Explain, how was that? With the parents, when you were working with the parents, so adjusting or explaining like the Canadian lifestyle, because whichever country they're coming from, obviously they've grown up there. Their parents have done the same thing. So like how we keep going out, whatever our parents did, we're kind of we're familiar with that lifestyle.
Yeah.
So coming to a different country and having to kind of learn different ways. How was that working with the parents? Were they open, or they're like not so open to listening?
Because they had the language barrier also too. Like when we try to communicate with them, communicated. So language barrier was the huge part of that, and then it not happened overnight, but it was step by step. But they're very loving families, very open.
Yeah.
Yes, they are for sure. They're open. Some can't be say all of them, but most of 70%, they're open to learn, and 30%, like I could say, that's my average of experience of 15 years experience working with them. The average of, I can say, they are wanting to do their own way, because they're well educated from back home, or well educated from the financial and everything, and here they don't like to follow the rules, right?
Or they don't agree with them.
Agree with that, and that was the big challenge. But we see that we help, but but this is how it is. Like, we try our best.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of patient. The patient, I think that's what I have in me, the
That's good.
patient. And then I had that, and then also working in Langley, living in Delta, and that 45 drive coming back home and listening to loud music kind of drains like all
So
kinds
de-stress.
of
So no road rage. That's good.
So it's kind of gave me the piece of like, okay, I'm going home and stuff.
So that was your downtime.
A downtime, and also like as I mentioned that working with the city of Surrey, sometime because I was working only 6 hours there, and then working with the city of Surrey, it was part of like I taught sports. and that was
Oh,
also
it's a good
my like
release.
enjoyable. Like I enjoyed it at that part. Like have fun with the children, with the parents, like everything. And I want to share one little story about
Okay, sure.
it. Well, I was first time first time I become instructor teaching soccer. So that was my first class. All boys came, and I was waiting for them in the gym, and they walked in. There was age of 7 or 8 year old, because they have only group sessions, age group sessions, and they walked in, and I introduced myself, and one of the boy, he loudly said to his dad, Dad, we have a woman instructor soccer. She's gonna teach us.
Surprised.
I was really surprised.
Yeah.
The woman is going to teach us
Soccer. Which is good.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was I just like I more feel confident. Like I feel that okay. That's like he's seen me in a different perspective.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
I never forget that. Like how he said it loudly.
The
and,
initial reaction.
and all parents start laughing.
So that's great. I mean, to work with youth and children in general, I mean, you need patience, which you have, right? So, like, we all need that. So, thank you. Coming to the end of our show, and I want to thank you for coming on and sharing what you do and working with youth, and hopefully see more of the programs coming out and learn more through you. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on MindSense.
No, and thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank
you.
And until
In a different perspective.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
yeah.
I never forget that. Like how he said it loudly.
The
and,
initial reaction.
and all parents start laughing.
So that's great. I mean, to work with youth and children in general, I mean, you need patience, which you have, right? So, like, we all need that. So, thank you. Coming to the end of our show, and I want to thank you for coming on and sharing what you do and working with youth, and hopefully see more of the programs coming out and learn more through you. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on MindSense.
No, and thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for watching MindSense. Make sure to tune in next week. This is your host, Meena J.
और मैं हूँ आपकी होस्ट सरिता चैट.